So it had been building for a while, but I think the moment where like subconsciously I was like, I'm probably an alcoholic. But it was in the summer of 2018, and I went to Osheaga, the music festival. Yeah, and I blacked out for 48 hours. Blacked out for 48 hours. It was Friday. And then that's the last thing I remember. It was like Friday at 11 a.m. And then it all goes black. And then all of a sudden it's like nighttime. And I'm like, oh, what are we going to do tomorrow, guys? And they were like, it's Sunday. Like, we're leaving. And you've been fucking terrible to deal with this whole time.
What a bad hangover to wake up to. Hi there. Welcome back, or welcome to Recovering Out Loud Podcast, the show where we get real about mental health and addiction. I'm so glad you're here. If you or someone you love is struggling with drugs or alcohol, please reach out for help. Send me a message on all social media platforms at Recovering Out Loud Pod, or by email at recoveringoutloudpod@gmail.com. You are no longer alone. Okay, I have to tell this story before we get started.
Oh my God. Okay.
No, it's embarrassing for me, not for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've been friends for a while.
Yep.
And last time I saw you, which was at a gathering for recovery.
Yes. A gathering.
Yeah, a gathering for recovery.
Mm-hmm.
And we were catching up, and I was like, do you remember the last time I saw you? And you were like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, in my head, this is funny. I want to get your perspective on this too, because it's interesting to me. Again, I thought nobody knew what was going on. So it was the winter, and we were at another recovery gathering, and I saw you. I hadn't seen you for a while.
Yeah.
And I remember saying hi to you, and I remember leaving that gathering early, and I went to the bar, and you texted me after. And
I did.
You were like, hey, are you okay? Is everything? I thought nothing of that. I was like, oh, she has no idea. She's just like being a good person, right? And then I come to see you like last week or 2 weeks ago. And you're like, yo, you did not look good, bro.
Yeah. It was like, but it was very obvious. Like, just
Tell me about it.
Because I have known you in recovery, and I've seen you like with the light shining through you, and you were like, you did not look like you, like your body language. You were like slumped over. I'd never seen you like slumped over like that. I've always seen you like very proud and like, and you were covering your face, and you weren't making eye contact. And that's like so not like you. And I was sitting across the room, and I saw you sneak in, and like there was just this like second, like sixth sense that lit up in me. And I was like, he's not okay. I just knew. But it was all these like telltale signs where that's just not how you carry yourself when you're well. Yeah. Like, and I don't mean the general you, I mean like you. So
interesting.
I was like, okay, I'm going to talk to him after. And then you left, and I was like, damn it.
Yeah,
So
I showed up late, and then I left early.
I was like, shit, fuck.
No, but I appreciate
But I did try to reach out.
Yeah, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I mean, my perspective was you had no idea.
Oh, I knew.
You just thought I told you some bullshit excuse too, and I was at the bar, and I was in the middle of a relapse, right?
I knew immediately that you were not okay.
That's so funny.
Yeah. And you were like, I'm fine. And I was like, oh, this man is not
okay,
well.
pal.
I actually had thought in the back of my mind, I was like, I hope he isn't real. I either thought that you had relapsed or that you were about to.
I think I was in the middle of it. So I wasn't like I went to a bar right after that moment. I was already decided. I was going to the meeting for face value for somebody else, showing them that I was, getting into back on the track of recovery. And it just goes back to this point of like, man, you cannot get anybody else sober, right? Or you cannot, like, you really do have to want it for yourself.
100%.
So that leads me into your story.
I guess my story.
Yeah, thanks for coming down. I don't know why I didn't ask you earlier.
That's
it's like
okay.
You're a perfect person for this. I've known you for a long time, and you're a great talker and communicator.
Thanks.
And you also have the light. I know when you say like the light shines through people, and that's why I love recovery. I'm going to shut up in a second, I promise.
No, I love it. I love it.
I love recovery because you get to see people that have that body language, darkness, blackness, no soul, turn into this lighthouse. Yeah. Really.
Like
right?
Truly like a lighthouse, like in the storm. And there's like a big storm going on. And I think for me, like, I did not know that I was in a storm because I'm from Toronto. I grew up in Toronto, and I've been thinking about this a lot recently, where when I started drinking, I truly just thought I was having fun, like truly, because we were watching shows like The OC and One Tree Hill, and they drink excessively and they're in high school. And I was like, well, I'm just like mirroring what I'm seeing. I like started out as a binge drinker in high school, so it was just on the weekends, and then I was really high performing. So keyword is like performing. Like I knew how to talk the talk. I knew how to get good grades. I knew how to get teachers and people to like me, but like on the inside, I was like suffering. I was also like a gifted athlete. I was very gifted in cross country. And I did all of that not because I enjoyed it, but because it got me love and attention. I'm born and raised in Toronto. When I was 6 years old, it was like me and my mom and my dad. And then I remember one day just like seeing the truck like all packed to the brim, and it was all my dad's stuff. And even when you're 6, you like know what's going on. And I was like, what's going on? Where's dad going? And mom was like, oh, we're going on vacation and dad's going to drive and meet us there. And I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, where are we going? She's like, we're going to London, England. And I was like, how is he going to drive there? Isn't there like an ocean? And she was like, oh, don't worry about it. Like he'll get there. And I was like, okay. So we get there and we don't go to a hotel. We go to like an apartment building. And I had been fortunate enough to travel when I was a kid. So I knew that it wasn't a hotel. And that's when I was like, where's dad? What's going on? And that's when my mom was like, hey, so your dad and I aren't together anymore and we live here now.
Wow.
So it was like, for me, it was traumatizing. Like, I understand that there are so many different forms of trauma, and this is like a privileged form of trauma. But for me, as a 6-year-old child who like literally was ripped, like in my eyes, I was like ripped away from everything I knew, my friends, my family, my home, my city, like everything. So that really caused like a lot of anxiety and fear. And I blacked out that year that we lived there. Like, I don't remember. I was put in therapy and I was like, I have no idea what's going on. And we eventually came back to Toronto. Things were okay. But from then on, I was like very high strung. Like, my emotions were huge. I couldn't leave my mom's side. I was like big, like abandonment stuff. And I had no idea what was going on. And I was always just like, when's the rug going to get pulled out from under me? Like, I don't know what's happening. And that's why I performed so well, because I saw like, okay, people will stick around. People will like me. People will praise me if I do X, Y, Z. So that's what I did. And then in high school, when I was 14, I was just doing a lot. I was like involved in like the leadership council and sports. And I was the grade 9 representative for the elementary schools. Like, I've always been kind of moved into those like more leadership front of the room type roles, but on the inside I'm like, oh my god, like it's so hard. And then I discovered drinking at a party when I was 14, and I was dared to drink 10 shots in 10 minutes, and that's when I did that. And I was like, oh, let's go, like this is amazing. I blacked out, and it was exactly what I wanted, which was like to not have to deal with all that stuff and not have to be responsible and not have to have people want something from me, because I was just blackout drunk, and I was like unreliable when I was blackout drunk. So that was like a nice feeling. Yeah.
You could sort of kick the shoes off, right? And
yeah.
Turn off the phone, and I don't have to perform. But it's funny because at the same time, you are getting the vanity metrics from it, right? Where it's like, look how cool she is. She can drink that much. And
exactly. And people like really praised me for it. And I was like, oh, okay, this is the type of praise I want. I don't want the type of praise where I have to work really hard. Yeah. Or like, I don't want the type of praise where I have to like.
That's a good point. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was just easy to get praise through drinking and partying.
I never thought about it like that.
Yeah. That's like how it worked for me.
Yeah.
And then things were fine. Like every time I drank, there was always so much drama. But it was on the weekends, and I was still getting good grades. I was still in sports. So everything was fine. And my mom was like, you're fucked. And I was like, back off, get away from me. Like, I'm still doing all the things that you want. So eventually, I think it was like grade 11, 12. That's when I started to like move away from things, because drinking and partying was just easier. So I stopped competing at a high level of cross country. I was on like the U of T varsity team. I was on track to like run at the collegiate level, like all that stuff. And partying was just like so much easier. So I just chose that instead. And then I went to school in Montreal again, drinking ages 18. So I was like, okay, here we go. And then, yeah, it all kind of like snowballs from there.
What's the moment where you first thought that it was a problem or you needed to change something?
So it had been building for a while, but I think the moment where I like subconsciously I was like, I'm probably an alcoholic. But it was in the summer of 2018, and I went to Osheaga, the music festival. Yeah. And I blacked out for 48 hours. Blacked out for 48 hours. It was Friday. And then that's the last thing I remember. It was like Friday at 11 a.m. And then it all goes black. And then all of a sudden it's like nighttime. And I'm like, oh, what are we going to do tomorrow, guys? And they were like, it's Sunday. Like, we're leaving. And you've been fucking terrible to deal with this whole time.
What a bad hangover to wake up to.
Exactly. So, yeah. And then there was a friend who I wasn't like, she was like more of an acquaintance, but she was like the only person that would say it to me straight. Like, this is not okay. Like what you're doing right now is absolutely not okay. And like, you need to get help. And that's the first moment that it like really sunk in. And then it took a few months after that before I eventually went to treatment.
Everybody needs that person in their life. That is such like for me, it's my friend Tyler. Just no bullshit. You're being a fucking idiot right now. And like, you hate to hear it in the moment. But I will forever be grateful for that guy. Right? Because, you know, he would never take any of my bullshit. And without that person in our lives, nothing changes. Right?
And this was like, shout out to Marissa. She was like my good friend's girlfriend, now wife. And like, she just was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is not you. And nobody else in my life was able to do that just because we were all drinking the same way. So, yeah. Sobriety's been incredible. And then for me, because athletics was such a big part of my childhood, marrying like fitness and sobriety has been like massive in my recovery. Like, it's changed so much for me. Because you have I remember this feeling, right? Like the shoulders are up here and I'm like, oh my God, I have so much like
pent up energy.
But when you're a kid, when you're like a little kid on the playground, yes, you can like let out that energy and not have to worry about the performance. But when you layer in like sports and athletics, like it can be really intense and it can be really toxic. Like, your worth is so tied to the result.
Yeah. There's a lot of good, lessons to be learned. Sorry, I like sink into this couch sometimes.
This couch is very...
You're sitting normally on it. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I don't know. I'm just... I also weigh like 2 pounds. So
what's that supposed to mean?
No,
I'm kidding. Dude, I'm kidding. I don't fucking care. My body dysmorphia right now is like, no.
No, you're fine.
I'm going to do this because I forgot to do it, but I have to do that.
We have to clap?
Yeah, because it syncs all the things.
Oh, okay.
I didn't do that, right?
No.
Okay, good. I'm not losing it. The benzos took away my memory quite a bit. I was going to ask you who you saw at Osheaga, but I guess you don't.
I do remember. We saw Anderson .Paak. I remember that. That's all I remember.
I went to Osheaga in 2017 in sobriety with people that I was in recovery with.
Yeah.
And have you ever been on a vacation with people in recovery?
No, I've only been on vacation where I'm the only one.
It's so exhausting.
Is it?
Well, you know how like opinionated and like picky we can be, right? Addicts we're really tough to deal with, right?
Oh yeah.
Like, we have there's a lot going on in here that we can't use substances to fix.
No, and it's like we're like a little high maintenance. Yeah.
So it's like when you travel, I've been on a few now with recovery people, and it's very like, you really have to go with the flow. Like, otherwise nothing, because there's going to be the alpha guy or girl that's like, we're doing this and then we're doing that.
We're planning. Yes. And then I think that when I go on vacation, I'm like, oh, I'm so go with the flow. Like, I've been practicing, you know, the principles in all my affairs, and I don't have whatever. And then I get there and I'm like, what's the plan? Where are we going? And
I
it's
need to do something.
Crazy how all that stuff just like comes up. Oh God. Yeah.
I do want to talk about fitness though.
Yeah.
I'm happy you brought it up because and since I've known you, you definitely I don't think you jumped into it right away when you got sober. Yeah, because I remember seeing a shift from you posting about it and going to the gym and joining the company that you're at now.
Yeah.
Because you were at, I remember you were in the retail sector before.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So how did you make the change?
So I was at Lululemon and I got that job when I was like 6 or 7 months sober. And we get, when you're a Lululemon employee, part of your benefits or perks is like you get a credit card with like a certain amount of money to do group fitness.
Oh.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. So when I was a part-time employee at the time, so I got $150 a month. It was called Sweaty Pursuits. I don't know if they still have it, but $150 a month to use at group fitness. And every store has ambassadors. So people who own businesses or who are representations of Lululemon's values in the community. And that's how I met the owners of F45 Young and Egg, Chris and Lena. Hi, guys. And that's when I was like, okay, because I was doing yoga and it just wasn't feeling like enough. Like I was moving and that was great. I was starting to feel safe in my body, huge. Like first year of sobriety was like, okay, let me just not be a crazy person 24/7.
Yeah.
And then starting like to go into that second year when I was like, okay, I still have all this pent up rage. Like then the rage starts to come out and I had a lot of it. So I was like, okay, why don't I try F45? And it fucking changed so much for me because it was a controlled environment where I could let out some of that aggression, but in like a very structured way. Is 45 minutes. So I couldn't really make an excuse. I was like, okay, a meeting's an hour. What's 45 minutes, right? Like I can layer this into my day. Holy shit. The post-workout clarity that comes where the voices just stop. Where you're not, like when you're done a hard workout and there's just silence, that's like my medicine, right? Like it made me, I was like, oh my God, I didn't know I could feel this way. I didn't know. So I was doing it once a week. And then I started doing it twice a week. And then I started doing it 3 and 4 times a week. And it didn't become obsessive, which was really cool. It was like the first time in my life where I wasn't like, I was enjoying something, but I wasn't obsessing over it. I was just learning and I was meeting cool people who weren't fucking drunk all the time. And I was meeting people who weren't in recovery, but had the same values that I did now, which is massive. I think it's really important to hang out with people that aren't.
I just want to quickly interject there. I think it's as simple as hanging out with people that are working on themselves in some capacity.
Exactly.
Love it.
Yeah. And it was like, it was really, it inspired me so much that I ended up quitting my job at Lululemon. And Chris and Lena really inspired me so much. Like the community they created there is amazing. It's like the fitness industry can be very toxic as well. So that's something I've been discovering is like,
there's a stigma too behind
holy
it.
shit. And there's places where it's less about actually getting better and more about looking better and like being seen and like getting the Instagram shot and like getting the perfect video. And I've totally fallen victim to that because how could you not? And what Chris and Lena created there was like, we're not fucking doing that. Like we're here. There's no mirrors in F45. Like we're here to work hard, have a good time, and like be good to people, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, all the posts I've ever seen from you in that area is like you just working hard. Right.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, like it is motivating to just like watch someone do hard shit when I'm sitting on the couch. And I've actually been struggling with this lately is getting into the gym. Right.
Yeah.
I do want to touch too. I loved what you said about being obsessive, because I think you know this, but I went through, my relapse was because of, it started with steroids. It wasn't because of steroids. Very vanity facing. I had this hole inside of me, and at the end of the day, that's what it is, right? It's like I'm missing a part of. There's something in here that I don't feel seen, body dysmorphia, whatever you want to call it. I can fix that.
Yeah.
And steroids are another huge part. Ozempic as well. I dabbled into that too. The more I've been talking about this too, by the way, the more I'm finding a lot of people are struggling with this Ozempic thing and steroids.
Is crazy. Like, so I basically, what happened is I realized I wanted to help people in a more constructive and meaningful way. So I moved into being a personal trainer. And I had because like, thankfully, I didn't struggle with an eating disorder. but so many people do. And what happens is everybody's obsessive. Everybody is obsessive. Look at like the culture that we're in. And humans, like anthropologically, humans were not designed to view themselves all the time. Like if you think about it, there were no mirrors way back in the day. Like you would maybe view yourself in a reflection in the river. Like, and now we've engineered this experience and existence where we are constantly viewing ourselves, and it fucks with our head. So people are obsessed with how they look and how they feel. And I'm not one to, and it's crazy. It blew my mind. And at one point I was like, oh my God, I don't have the tools to help people because I don't struggle with XYZ. But I do have the tools to help people because I know what it's like to not be able to look in the mirror. And I know what it's like to shift perspective to like, okay, what can I do today? Or what can I do for the next 45 minutes? Right? And people really struggle with food. Crazy. And and it's really sad because I think sugar is like it's like alcohol and sugar. It's like those things are massive. And I think also statistically in recovery, at least for females, an eating disorder is the next thing that someone will pick up because you're basically what happened, you've mentioned it as well, is like there's a gaping hole where my addiction filled. And if I take the addiction out of it, but I'm not filling it with the things that's actually going to make me feel whole and happy and whatever, then something else is going to slip in if I'm not careful.
Shopping, gambling.
And people
sex.
say, oh, this is a good thing. Exercise is a good thing. It's healthy. It's good for me. It's like, oh my God, you do not need to work out 3 hours a day. You do not need to be here. You do not need to come. Like, you can do so much for your body and really enjoy what you're doing. And I find it's hard to explain this to people. I'm not knocking wanting to have a goal that is based on vanity and aesthetic. If that is what you believe is truly going to make you happy, then go for it. But it's learning the difference between what an extrinsic value is and what an intrinsic value is. And this is what I try to share through my story. And when I talk to people and work with people one-on-one is like, where is that goal coming from? Is it coming from your parents telling you needed to be that way? Is it coming from something you picked up, in a group of your boys? Like, where is it coming from? Or is it really coming from a deep place within you? And when a goal comes from that place, it's way more fulfilling, because if you're going for goals that are out here, it's never going to be enough, ever. And it doesn't matter if you get the big butt or if you get the abs or if you put on the weight or lose the weight. Like, if you're not doing it for something in here and you're doing it because something out here is telling you to, then it's not going to stick.
One of my favorite quotes is, I heard this on a podcast, is, this girl said, no one's going to be at your funeral talking about what a nice set of, breasts you had, or how nice your ass was.
Exactly.
And that just, like, I heard it one day and it just hit me. I was like, man, like, yeah, it's like so true.
The most impactful thing anyone's ever done for me in the gym is not like teach me how to do a squat or help me to bench press a certain amount of weight. It's like when my coach pauses and gives me a different perspective on something. Right? That's where it comes in. And my theory is like anxiety, every emotion is just energy, and it has to move through my body. And so many of us just sit there and
Yeah. I mean, I'm guilty of it too. It's
me too.
I went to the gym today, actually, and not because I was seeing you. A part of me was like, did I just come here because I wanted to tell everyone that I actually went to the gym today?
Yeah. Oh my God.
And it's like, no, I went to the gym, and to your point, I felt it's been a while that it hasn't been a while since I've been to the gym, but it's been a while since I noticed the feeling of pushing hard weight. Silence. And like dopamine too, right? Silence, and like music's on for me at least, and it's just like, that space of
that
what
clarity.
Was I worried about again?
That clarity where you're like, oh, it's not so bad.
Clarity.
And it's like finding balance. Like, so for me, I do strength training 3 times a week. I'll do 1, maybe 2 runs a week. And then the rest of the time I'm doing yin yoga. Like that's what my training looks like. And it's because if I've gone one way where I'm like, oh my God, I started doing high rocks.
Oh no.
Everybody's fucking obsessed with high rocks. And I was like, yay, skier. Look at my da.
Yeah.
And I can still be that way. But like, first of all, high rocks, when you actually do it and you go to that event and you're there, it's super cool.
I'm sure it is. Yeah.
It's super cool.
I just knock it because it comes with all the other stuff.
It's a trend,
right?
and it comes with all the other stuff. And there's some ickiness there, like there is with every single trend.
Exactly.
However, so when I started training for it, I was training way too much. I fucked up my hormones. I fucked up my sleep. I wasn't eating enough to keep up with the training. I was running. I went from 0 to 100 because I thought I was going to be able to run at the level that I was when I was like younger. And that's just like not true.
Yeah.
So I really I hurt my knees, and I've been slowly working my way out of that. And so now I'm doing like just balanced training so that when I do a high rocks, A, I don't feel like shit when I get there. And B, I can actually me and my partner, because you can do doubles where everybody does the running, but you split the stations.
Right.
We missed the podium by 30 seconds. And that was not my goal. My goal was just to go do it and not cry. Because I cried when I did high rocks the first time.
Just because it was hard?
Because it was hard, and I heard all the demons started to come back, all of that stuff. So that's another reason why I like high rocks, because it allows me to compete as an athlete, back in that mindset, but sober. And I can do it. I can it's really making amends to myself.
Yeah.
To my teenage self. Yeah.
Proving yourself wrong, doing hard shit.
It's my favorite. Yeah.
What's the other one? I used to love running and listening to David Goggins because it was pushing through perceived limitations, right?
Yes.
I didn't know I could run a marathon. I just ran I've done 3. Now I can't run 5K without crying, to your point, but it's like anything, just consistency.
My cousin, who's a doctor, actually told me that there's a real scientific reason as to why you cry after you do endurance sports like that. So I was like, okay, that makes me feel better. But there's actually science behind it, because you're pushing yourself to this point, you're not stopping, and then all of a sudden you get the crash, the adrenal crash and the dopamine crash. So your body responds by crying.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I agree with science. Yeah. I can relate because it's, crying is emotion that needs to come out in some capacity, right? I love crying. I don't do it enough. Honestly.
I cried a little bit, but I used to, when I first got sober, it was cry. And then the dams were just dry. And then it came back again. But, fitness really allowed me to kind of channel that chaotic emotional energy. And then the pendulum swung where I was doing it too much. I was being obsessive about it. After I did that first initial stint of F45, I became a trainer. And then I was like, oh, I have to do what everyone else is doing, which is showcase myself on Instagram. And I've actually pulled back a little bit because I'm navigating how to express this and attract people that are looking to genuinely feel better and change their perspective about themselves and what's possible for them through movement. Yeah. And whether that's strength training, which I'm certified in, whether it's conditioning, which I'm certified in, whether it's yoga, all of that goes together. And I think fitness and movement just kind of seals it all up, because it allows you to let it go, right? That moment of oh fuck, what was I worried about? Yeah.
And I think for me, when you talk about obsessive, that word just hits me so hard, because I've been there so many times in recovery, in addiction as well, with obviously with drugs and alcohol, but it's just different. The justification that you're doing it for the right reason is so deep. It runs so deep. And you'll drive yourself into the ground or into steroids like me. Yeah. And I think where I missed the mark was when I got into the steroids. Yeah. I kept keeping it a secret. I think
so. When did that happen?
That was at the 8-year mark.
Oh, wow.
Right around the 8-year mark. And that's where it was. I'm not saying that everyone that does steroids today is going to relapse if you're in recovery, because I actually found, this is how good of a resourceful addict I am. I found a community of people
that were sober
online
and doing steroids.
That were sober and doing steroids. And that was my justification.
Yeah.
Right. And when I say community, it was like 4 or 5 people.
It was all of you guys being like, we're fine.
Yeah. And this guy had a podcast and he was sober for 10 years. And so, but I started like looking for, what is it called? Oh my God.
Justification.
Yeah. But like when you do research that's just something bias. It's a bias that you have, and I can't think of the word right now. But
oh my God, no, I know what you're talking about.
It's going to come to me. But it's when you're specifically looking for things that are going to support your claim.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what I was doing. I was specifically looking for things that were supporting my way, and not the alternative, not the other thing. So one more point before I finish my thought here. The difference for me with obsessive going to fitness, gym, whatever your thing is my relationship with it. And what that looks like is there was a point in my sobriety where if I didn't go to the gym 6 days a week, I was a piece of shit. That's where I really got caught up. And so today when I miss the gym, I'm like, try again tomorrow. Yeah. Right? Like honestly, my goal right now is 3 times a week. I've been going once a week. And I realize I've also been going for a walk every day, right? But I forget about that. But I do, there is a big difference between walking and moving your body and running and like strength training.
And like actually getting your heart rate up a little bit so that you're like perspiring and like actually like detoxing a little bit and like pumping the blood through your system. And I think there's also this other side where people are going to so come for me and whatever, it's fine. But like all these people who are like Pilates. And like, yeah, Pilates is fantastic. It's great, but it's not going to build muscle and it's not going to elevate your heart rate to that state. It's not. That burning, like it's just not going to do that. So, and I think some people are like, oh, I'm going to do Pilates instead. I'm like, okay, do you want to do that because it's not easier, but like because you're not challenging yourself in that way where you're like really pumping the blood through your body. Like, and for me, it's also this balance of, okay, I'll try again tomorrow, or am I giving myself a pass? Right? It's this sweet spot of like really getting, like listening to myself and being like, am I letting myself get away with it? Or do I actually need to rest right now?
Yeah. And that's just listening to your body, being aware, right? Meditation.
But it's all, and it can, but that's where the mind kind of comes in, right? Yeah. Because there's some times where even me, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to do it today. I'm just tired. I taught 4 classes today. I don't want to work out. But really, like what I need is to move for me. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I've helped other people move all day. What is it for me? And I think so many people are in this space, and Pilates is great. I'm not saying you can't get a good workout with Pilates. I don't want the girls to come
coming after you.
But there's a difference. And you have to be aware of like, where am I giving myself a pass?
I find it really interesting too, the difference between strength training, the way I do it at a good life by myself, and being a part of a community and strength training. I was listening to a podcast the other day that talked about the rise in single men, right? Like there's a huge problem. There's a lot of single men playing video games, gym bros, whatever some of them are both, right? There's a direct correlation between guys that want to get jacked and guys that aren't finding partners in their life. There's like a very big contingency of men that are spending a lot of time focusing on themselves, right? And all the stuff that comes with it, the eating the protein, the gym bro, right? I was that guy for a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like just finding the balance, like you said. So what does the community do for you? And have you ever done the solo workout thing?
So I do solo workouts a lot because it's just because I teach so many classes now.
You're in the community all day. Right?
Yeah. So. And like, that's kind of like my way to, recharge. But what the classes do for me is very similar to other recovery spaces where it's like, I'm not alone doing this and I'm struggling. Like you see people struggle, but you also see people who don't give up, and you're working out beside someone the whole time, and they're like, okay, this fucking sucks. Or like, we got this. Like it's that connection through like suffering, but it's a suffering that you choose. And what it gave me was like a sense of identity and like a little bit of you're no longer aloneness. and like being able to laugh through a workout and being able to just like not take myself so fucking seriously when I was working out, because I think sometimes when I'm alone, and especially if I'm filming myself, it's like, oh, my form has to be perfect and I have to do this and I have to do that. But like where I work out, like there's no mirrors and the lights are on. So you can see people's eyes and you can see people's faces and you can see the person beside you and you can genuinely talk to them. And it gave me this sense of like, holy shit, like there are other people who want to get better. And this doesn't have to be so serious. Like I think people just take it to a whole nother level where it's like, I need to optimize.
Yeah.
And it's like, shut up. Yeah. Like you don't need to optimize. Yeah. Like
this gym bro, like hustle culture, right?
And I think, paired with that too, is a lot of people don't know how to connect. They don't know how to talk. And when you're in a workout class, there's another layer that's like not there because people are not done up. You're in your gym clothes. Like, yeah, some people can dress up for the gym, but for the most part, people are like, I'm just here to work out. People aren't wearing makeup. People aren't like filming themselves. There's no mirrors. Like it's a very unique community where that vanity is a little bit not there. It's still there, but not as much. And I find a lot of people my favorite thing is people who come in and they're so nervous and you can like smell it off of them, how nervous they are. And the only reason why I can smell it is because that's how I was. So when I see those people, I'm like, okay, I'm coming for you. And making them feel capable and comfortable and seeing that there's people who are, 60 years old and retired. And then there's people that are like 20. There's people that are 30. Like everybody's doing the same shit. Showing them that they can do it. Like they actually can. And I'm like, hey, see, not so bad. And they start coming for like a month and then they just walk in and there's like a smile on their face and they know where they're going. And it's like, the transformation and being able to witness that is what the community did for me, even before I was a coach. Like I remember you go to the same class times and you meet people and you start to build these relationships and you learn a little bit about them. And all of a sudden you see them lift like 10 pounds heavier than they did the previous week. And you're like, oh my God, that's so cool.
Is that the same person?
Yeah. You're like, this is like, what? And you get to see these people improve. Right. And then there's people at the gym who, one couple, they got married meeting at the gym. And like, cool. And another girl that I was working out with since day one, she's like having a baby. Like, that's so cool. You get to witness people throughout your life or like throughout their lives and as you're doing it alongside them. And it just really I get like goosebumps talking about it because it brought so much color to my existence where yes, like being sober and hanging out with sober people is incredible, but like hanging out with people with the world is like really cool too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this sense of community, like at a time when I was just talking about it in the last podcast, living in downtown Toronto can be the loneliest place in the world, right?
Yeah.
Even for someone like me that is very extroverted. I like to think that I can talk to anybody. I don't want to leave my house some days. It's like a whole thing, right? And so to be force is the wrong word, to be accountable to a community of people where you're like, I gotta go because everyone else is going.
It's like so and so is there. I also I'm paying for this membership. Like it's not cheap.
Yeah.
Which really sucks. Like it's not. I don't want to say it sucks, but it's not cheap. It's an investment in yourself. And I got to see people who were like investing in themselves and being like, wow, like they're not spending their money on like booze and and other shit.
That's a good point too. How much money was your addiction costing you? And I'm not talking about the bars, or I'm talking about the crashed cars and the lawyer fees and
how much was like
things.
Eating out costing you? How much is
Uber Eats every night? Yeah, I haven't had Uber Eats in a long time. I just realized that when I was in my relapse, I was like every night, like clockwork.
And it's like easily you're like, oh my God, $700. Where did that go? Right? Like, or even more than that when I was drinking and using. Right? So it was so cool, the community. And then, we'll have events where, we do donation based classes. And so you're working out for a cause. So there's that layer of it as well. And it's just so fucking sick. And like, what a breath of fresh air to be around a group of people that doesn't really care about what you look like or what like you do outside of it. They just care that you're showing up every week.
Yeah. And yeah, to your point, I think the biggest fear for anyone walking into any, I mean, at least for me, into any new situation is like, am I going to be judged for what I'm doing? Right? Are there going to be a line of people like Holland and the other personal trainers watching me like, look at this fucking moron trying to lift this weight. Like that's not how you do it. Right. And you come in and then you realize, you walk up to it, and recovery is a lot like that too. Right. When
and that's recovery taught me how to do that, how to walk up to someone and be like, hey, what's up?
Are you new here?
Yeah. I wouldn't. Well, I know when they're new here, but
we all know.
I'm like, you're new here.
Yeah. It's a loaded question.
And sometimes people think I'm a lot, like people, because I'm like, hey, how's it going? And they're like, and I remember being like in early sobriety.
I was gonna say they didn't meet you early on.
You met me early on, where I was like, I was not down, and now I'm like, what's up? And they're like, are you always this happy? And a part of me is like, you didn't see me when I wanted to unalive myself. Like you didn't know that part of me. So like, I'm happy to be here. Like I'm really fucking stoked.
The shit that I've been through every day is a gift, right?
Yeah.
I always say that we should all be dead. A lot of us.
Statistically, I should be dead. As a woman doing the type of stuff that I was doing, I tried to buy drugs in Cambodia. I don't need to look at me. Like I shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Like
that is not a place you want to end up in prison, right?
No, I would be dead.
Yeah. There's a lot of scenarios I can look back and think. I remember I was in one of my 3 rehabs that I've been to. One of the counselors was like, "Life's not fair." Like someone was complaining about something. Life's not fair, really. If life was fair, we would all be dead or in jail. And I was just like, yep. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
I'm actually thrilled.
I love rehab. This is great.
Oh,
but it's true. Like sometimes, and that goes back to the whole gratitude thing. Right? I want to ask you, what's your biggest challenge today? I only want to talk about good things.
No, I like there's stuff going on. I think for me, it's I struggle with like workaholism. So I throw myself into my job and I can forget about the other pieces of life. And that is what I realized, like now that a lot of layers have been peeled away, like the self-hatred, the abandonment, the exercise, like all that, what's like part of my root stuff is like workaholism. And I just like, someone once called me a workhorse and I just like, I fucking work. Like that's just how I was raised. Yeah. So I've experienced a little bit of burnout. Not a little bit, a lot of burnout. And I moved away from like my recovery tools because of it. And I was like emotionally unwell. But on the outside, I was performing, I was posting all that stuff on Instagram, like it's fine. And that's when I was like, oh fuck, I'm not doing so okay. So I had to take a bit of a step back and reassess where my priorities were. And I'm like, I'm coming out of it. But I struggle with workaholism a lot.
Yeah. And I think workaholism is one way to say it. Another way I'm thinking of when you're talking about that is like this sort of, we can have, for me, it's like we have these two states of being. It's like being mode and doing mode.
Yes.
I can fall into this. I got to be doing something all the time because I don't want to deal with what's going on in here or whatever. It's my coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Right? Doing.
Have you heard of like the quote that we're human beings, not human doings?
Yeah,
like,
I love that. Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
But no, it's so true. I mean, like when was the last time it's so easy to get distracted, like to distract yourself today. There's a computer there, there's a phone there, there's, you know what I mean? And it's like, when was the last time I actually meditated and sat with myself?
Exactly. Right? And so I've been going back into those like daily practices of like, I like sit in the morning and I do a couple readings and I like drink my coffee and then I do like step 1, 2, 3. Yeah. And then I do at the end of the night, I do a little bit of yin yoga. I pull some tarot cards and like journal. So
interesting.
Yeah. I would love to be able to, you know, have a life and a way that generates abundance where I'm not in workaholism. So that's kind of what my work is right now. It's like, how do I do meaningful work that is helping people, but also keeping the lights on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate when people say, if you're doing what you love and you're calling, the money will come. It's like, well, where the fuck
I'm like, where's the money? Like, where?
I'm pretty sure this is the right calling. I'm pretty sure
inflation was not accounted for
when that quote was made.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Jesus, how much is a fucking avocado? Like,
it's so true.
No.
But yeah, it's like one of those things, right? For me, it's attachment to outcomes.
Yeah.
Things aren't going the way I thought they would. This podcast is a perfect example. I woke up this morning and I was like, this is becoming more work than it used to be.
Yeah. And you're like, why?
And nothing's changed.
Yeah.
If anything, I've gotten better. I set this up in 5 minutes now.
Fantastic.
I'm way better at it.
Yeah.
Now, right?
But it feels
like more work because I thought I'd be getting certain things by now. And I don't mean like money or just like audience numbers and sponsorship. Like, it is money. It is a lot of it is money too.
So,
right?
I take that back. One of the things I do struggle with today is workaholism and money. Those are my two. So yeah. And they kind of go hand in hand. Yeah.
So, would it be, is shopping a thing, or is it more just not budgeting?
It's under earning.
Yeah. And then, so you're okay on the spend. Yeah. So for a long time I had the shop. I was using, instead of the workaholism, I was using the Amazonism, right?
Yeah.
I always said this is like the Amazon guy replaced my drug dealer.
Fuck the Amazon. Fuck you, Jeff.
I've actually gotten a handle on that, but
that's
again,
good.
It's recovery is honestly 6 garbage cans, 5 lids.
Yeah. Yeah. Playing whack-a-mole.
Always whack-a-mole. There's always something that's going to come up. And I just need to be reminded too that it's like, this thing that's coming up now is so much better than that thing, drugs and alcohol or whatever.
Yes. And it's meant to be coming up. Like, it's not happening for you. It's happening to you. Sorry. It's not happening to you. It's happening for you.
Good save. Yeah.
I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, that one is huge. And I think another thing that fitness and sobriety have taught me is that, like, I'm not a victim.
You're a survivor.
I'm a survivor, but I also have choice. I have choice. And like, yes, shitty things happen to me and shitty things continue to happen, but I am not a fucking victim.
Yeah. And I don't need to sit in, there's a big difference between sitting in your shit and sitting with.
Yes, with your shit. Oh my God. Yeah.
This is happening right now, but I trust you. I'm looking up at the sky.
Yeah.
I trust the process. And when you're in it, though, it's like, sometimes. The money thing is interesting to me because I left a very high paying job to go into an industry that's like no potential for high pay.
Unless you're like, get a bajillion degrees.
There's like a whole, it's a lot. And so that's been on, I struggle with that too, where it's like, well, did I make the right choice? It was kind of cozy over there.
At the end of the day, yes, I did make the right choice. And I have to trust the process because I'm in the process of learning how to be authentic on camera and like having that be able to build and attract clients that want to work with me.
Yeah. Unfortunately or fortunately, it's part of the thing now, right? Instagram is the new ads on TV, right? And you can either be the old man staring at the cloud, or you can kind of join it. And
how do you do that? You're doing pretty well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How do I film it?
Like, how do you just be authentic? Like,
repetition. Yeah. There's a cringe thing that happens at the beginning with it. We will talk offline about it because it's boring, but there's a social media. There's a formula to it that I'm learning more and more about every day. And it's really stupid and really annoying, but it all comes back to human psychology. And essentially you're fighting for people's attention span, right?
Yeah.
Your content could be the best content in the world, but if you don't get people in the first little bit, no one's going to fucking know you exist.
Yeah.
Right. I can't tell you how many people I follow where I'll watch the video and I'm like, I literally learned nothing from this. It wasn't entertaining. And it has millions of views or thousands of views. And it's not about this. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet.
That's okay. Sorry, we went.
Yeah, we're on a tangent.
Yeah, we're
here.
on a tangent
no,
now.
But it's a big part of my life too, because there's a whole vanity section to that.
Mm-hmm.
That's very dangerous for mental health.
Yeah,
right.
For sure.
I just saw this thing the other day that they're talking about releasing on Instagram comparison metrics, so you can compare yourself with other creators.
No.
I'm like, please no.
Yeah, don't.
And everyone was commenting on it. They're like, no, I don't need this.
No,
like,
we
my
don't.
mental health is bad enough.
Yeah, we don't need. No, thank you. No,
I don't need to compare myself to people.
No.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
And but it's also, I think we've gotten away from like what is meaningful. Why am I saying this? Like, what are my thoughts? Like.
Your perspective, yeah.
Yeah.
When I go on social media, if I'm listening to, for one, I'm looking for entertainment sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also looking for relatability and then perspective.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think of it.
And then I'm looking
way.
for recipes, and then I make my boyfriend make them.
Education. There you go. You send them to him. Yeah. Education. I forgot that one. You're right. Education, entertainment, or perspective.
Yeah, and that's it.
And it's like, anyways, it's a whole thing. But I'm working on that too, because. I mean, at the end of the day, the worst is when you know it too. Mm-hmm. You get 100,000 followers, let's say. You know, and I know, nothing is going to change.
No.
Right? You might be making some more money in that area, but it's like, if anything, I'm just going to feel shitty that I don't have 200,000.
Yeah, and that's the same with intrinsic and extrinsic.
Goes back to what you're saying.
Yes, yeah. And so I truly believe that when you can get to know yourself in a way where you're taking action from an intrinsic place versus an extrinsic place, then that's when the results come. So in fitness, like, a lot of people are like, why aren't I losing weight? I'm like, because you're not doing it for the right reason, and you're doing it for not you. You're doing it because of some perception of you. Like, I know so many people who want to lose weight, like, for their
husband. Yeah.
Or for their wife, or for their kid. But like, what are you doing for you?
The best part with those scenarios too is most of the time the husband or wife doesn't even care.
They don't give a shit. Yeah.
I just want you to be healthy.
They just want you to be healthy.
I want you to live long.
It also comes down to like what you eat too. Yeah. And like it is, so the gym bros do have it there on the protein, but
yeah. I mean, they got some stuff going on.
They do. And I think it's also the culture that like women can do it too. Like the Pilates princess like craze is like, that's so unattainable. Like, it's so unattainable.
What is it?
Like, I'm going to go in my matching workout set. I'm going to go do Pilates, and I'm going to be super skinny, and I'm going to be like super fit.
Drink a matcha tea.
Okay, and I'm like, you have spent $200. Like, that's not attainable. And then the gym bros want to get that, but they don't know how to talk to those type of women because they're not going into those spaces, which is why I think group fitness can be really fun, because it can take away the vanity. Like, there are some places where it's only vanity in group fitness, but I think community fitness is like really important and we've had some like younger kids come into the studio too, like 17-year-olds, and I'm like, yes, like, get them in here. Wow.
I mean, it's a community in like, I think everyone needs community, especially addicts and alcoholics, and I guess balancing the two, recovery and how do they help you differently? I would say that's my question.
So recovery,
community. I mean, yeah.
Wait, what you mean?
Sorry, just keep saying what you were saying.
I find recovery, and like doing self-reflection work, like, helps me bring up shit, and then fitness helps me release it.
That's very simple, and I love it. I've never thought about it like that.
So it's like, I'm doing the work, I'm journaling, I'm like, ooh,
I don't like this.
Yeah, that's a truth. I've been burying that for a long time. Okay, how am I going to get rid of it? I'm going to go lift some fucking heavy shit around. I'm going to churn the blood. Remember I said, like, emotions are energy, emotions are frequency. I'm literally going to pump it out of my system, and then you get that clarity. And then I reintegrate new thoughts with more self-reflection work, with community, with doing a little bit of yoga, eating a good meal. And then it's literally like replacing it. That's my philosophy, at least. It's like, So it's like self-reflection, physical work, nourishing your body, and then like community.
Love that.
Yeah.
It's like a circle, right?
Yeah. And it's not so much, it's like a, and it's constantly like changing and moving, but those elements are always there. And it's very, very simple. And I discovered it early on and I was like, oh my God, this works for me.
Self-reflection is so important in recovery. I think that's one of the most important things is, you know, you have two jobs in this life: to find your true self and then to love that true self. And how do I do that? Well, I got to find out who the fuck I am first by going to, you know, recovery communities, but also the journaling is a big part.
Journaling is huge. Doing like, obviously like step work and all of that, but like also therapy. Yeah. Like good therapy, not therapy where they're just validating your shitty behavior, but therapy where they're actually like getting you to change. Because I think there's a lot of therapists where I'm like, I'm sorry, are you just agreeing with me? Like, and you need to like, and therapy can get really weaponized too. I think people can be like, I'm protecting my mental health. And then it's like, no, you're just avoiding, which I'm totally guilty of.
Yeah, I think there's a big difference between like you need a therapist that can read you and tell what you need in the moment, right? It's like, do you need to be heard right now or do you need to be directed? Yeah. You know, and most of the time I need to be directed. Like, I honestly, getting heard and validated, it comes in handy sometimes, and I do need that. Sometimes I need to be told that I'm on the right path sometimes. Like I need to be validated that like I'm exactly where I need to be, as simple as that sounds. I think for men, at least, it's like, I think for men, it's, I need to be told that I matter to the tribe. Like I'm contributing in some way. I think that's the big one. And that I'm not for nothing, right?
That's really nice.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Really, like, you do matter. You're a part of the tribe.
So could you tell me? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, could you tell me again that I matter? Yeah, and I think for me, I needed to practice and to be reminded that I'm not a piece of shit. Because a lot of at least for like being a young girl, it was this like not enoughness that is everywhere. And I think it's for men too, just for people in general. But that, again, that's where like fitness really helped me, because I was able to do hard shit. And I was like, oh, I'm spending most of my time like in the gym and talking to cool people. I'm not doing those shitty things and making bad decisions anymore.
Yeah. And this perceived limitation thing, it's so important. It's like, I didn't know I could do that. Like I had no idea. Yeah. What else can I do?
Yeah, exactly. What else? And then it's like, fine. Again, then you go back into like the self-reflection and don't let yourself go too far down the rabbit hole of like obsession. So it's this constant dance of like, okay, yeah, I'm going to go all in, and then I'm going to ease back out a little bit. So don't go too far off the deep end.
Yeah. I love it. Let's end with this. I had a lot of fun today.
Yeah.
And, fitness has always been a staple in my life.
Come to a group fitness class.
I don't know about that. No. Yeah. Try to get me to
get you out of the West End.
Yeah. That, and to, you know, agree to something on camera so that I'm accountable. But yeah, no, I definitely want to. I believe in the fitness community.
Yeah.
And, you know, there is a lot of toxicity in it. Just find it's like recovery, right? All of 12-step is bad. Well, you know, have you tried over here? Yeah. Have you tried over there? Yeah. Have you actually tried?
Yeah.
You know, you need to find a good group.
Yes.
Instead of paint the whole fitness industry wrong.
Exactly. So I think like back to what we were saying in the beginning, like my goal or my purpose here is to be a little bit of a lighthouse and be like, hey, like there's another way to do it. There is another way. I'm not the solution. I'm not the best because I've discovered this, but like there is another way to do it. If you want, I'm going to be doing it over here anyway. So just come hang out with me. Yeah. You're welcome. That's my goal.
Whatever size, race, color, religion. You're welcome.
Doesn't matter.
Just come over here and join us.
Yeah.
Because we need you.
We need everyone. Yeah. And you can do it. Yeah. And you matter.
And I need you to do hard things to prove that I can do hard things.
Exactly.
And you matter. Exactly. Let's end with this. Okay. What do you hope people get out of your story?
I hope people smile a little bit and like not take themselves so seriously. I hope people can like just exhale a little bit and be like, oh yeah, I don't have to do shit that makes me unhappy. Like there is another way. And there are people out there that also feel that way. So I hope people get a little sense of like relief. I hope people just try something that is meaningful to them. That's all.
Love it. Thanks so much for coming down, Holland.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
Yay!
Thanks for listening. Please help us grow the channel and like, share, and subscribe for more content. The discussions and stories shared on this podcast are for informational and motivational purposes only. This content is not a substitute for professional medical advice, addiction treatment, or therapy. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, please consult a licensed physician, addiction specialist, or mental health professional. You are no longer alone.